the word, and I heard about strange pronunciation. I'm not used to hearing this word like that. So I thought maybe I have been pronouncing it all my life wrong, and these guys know how to pronounce properly. So I didn't tell Jim that. I went on Google. That's what you do when you're not sure. You just don't ask people. You ask Google. So I Googled today what this word means, and it turns out that actually it does come from our part of the world, and it is pronounced like these guys pronounce in English. So you are correct, but in our part of the world we say Kismet. So it's a bit different. It's not like you guys say. It's Kismet, and it's a very interesting word. It literally means fate, and we use it all the time. So every time something that doesn't go right, and it's your fault, you just simply say, "It was not my Kismet." You know, did you get that job? How did that interview? Oh, it was just not in my Kismet to get that job, so I didn't get it. Did you get that girl? No, she said no. It was not in our Kismet to be together, so it didn't work out. That's how we use. So that's a bit of how my story is going to be today as well. So I moved here about 5 years ago from Pakistan, and I came in the winter, but in the summertime I decided, okay, it's time to just move a bit out of Wrocław and see the rest of the Poland. Everyone keeps talking about how beautiful this country is. So, I had exactly. I had similar kind of reaction in the beginning, but then people kept saying, like, no, go out and see it. And one city everyone kept mentioning, like, go to Krakow. It's like a much nicer, bigger version of Wrocław. Yeah. I don't know who were those. Maybe they were from Krakow, but they kept saying that, and I thought, okay, I should go and check it out. So one nice summer weekend, I bought a bus ticket, and I decided, okay, I will go to Krakow. I woke up in the morning. It was a beautiful sunny day, like above 30 degrees. So one of those few days that you get in a year here, where it's above 30, and for me that's like perfect. So I woke up, it was a nice day, I packed my things, ate a nice breakfast, went to the bus station and caught my bus. I entered the bus and, I was feeling lucky. And it was true because the seat next to me was completely empty. So I could stretch my legs and just relax and enjoy the atmosphere and plan what I'm going to do in Krakow. But I had this nagging feeling in my head, the feeling you get every time you start traveling, like you forgot to pack something. Forget it, man. Today is a lucky day. My Kismet is in my hands today, so I will go to Krakow and I will enjoy it. So I started reading my book, and 90 minutes passed like that in the total bliss. And then suddenly the bus stopped, and I didn't pay much attention. Then some guy entered the bus, and then I saw the guy. It was like a big police officer. Like really, really big, standing like that, angry face, bald, like a really scary guy, a Polish scary guy. You know who I'm talking about. Yeah. So I don't have, So, and he came up and he said, take your passport and ID cards out. I said, okay. So I started to look in my pockets to look for my passport. And I didn't find it in one pocket, didn't find it in another. So maybe it's in the backpack. So I started checking in the backpack. And then as I was going through the different pockets, I finally realized what I forgot at home. And this was my early months in here, in Poland. So I didn't have the card that I have right now, so I couldn't show the card. I had just a visa on the passport, so I thought, oh fuck. And some crazy scenario started to go, like, what can I do? Like, I wasn't not so panicked. I was just thinking, like, how can I escape this situation, And I thought maybe I can just break the window, jump outside, and they wouldn't be able to catch me, and then I would be able to run. But then another voice said in my head, don't do it, you idiot. They're going to shoot you from back, and you will just die here. What can I do? And then, I'm an engineer, so engineers, they always find a solution. So I thought, oh yes, you know what? I have a debit card in my wallet. And this debit card has my picture, it has my name. Which Polish bank would give me a debit card and account if I wasn't legally living there? So that should be enough for a proof for my legal stay here. So I will just show that and it will be okay. So So I took my debit card and I was confidently sitting, and then this big guy finally reached my seat, and I gave him confidently my debit card. And he looked at it, then looked at me. Get down the bus! And I was okay, so I took my backpack and they made me take it, and I went down, and it turned out that there were 3 of them, not just one, so the situation got a bit more tricky now. And then I realized that my bus is already gone. It's going all the way to Krakow, and I'm left there with those 3 guys. So, and they couldn't speak too much English, so they were not able to explain to me what was going on. And but they said, get in the car. I said, okay, but can you tell me at least where we are going? And I saw the expression on his face, but then I saw his hand going towards the handcuff, and I said, okay, I will get in the car. I didn't want to, handcuff or anything, so I just went into the car, and I was a bit scared. By this time, I finally realized how serious the situation might be. Before that, I was just, okay, it's going to be normal. As it turned out, they were taking me to the nearest city. It was Katowice. They wanted me to go to their station, and their manager, who spoke better English, would be able to explain the situation to me better. So look again. So I took this opportunity and I called my friend. That's what you do. When you get in trouble, you call your friend. It was a Saturday morning, like around 10, 11 in the morning. So I called, he was sleeping. He woke up. I said, Vicky, I'm in trouble. I was going to Krakow, and I forgot my passport, and now they're taking me God knows where. I have no idea. What should I do? And he started laughing. I mean, partly I expected maybe I would have the same reaction the first time I hear that my friend is in misery. But but then he kept laughing, and this stupid guy didn't listen or even let me explain anything further, and we reached that point where I just couldn't talk anymore, so I had to cut off the call. And we went into this, I don't know, it was not police, by the way, it was some other agency. I don't know why they were there on that day checking. Maybe they knew that I would not have passport. But eventually we entered this so-called station or office or whatever it was, and it was a dark alley, like completely dark. And then finally, like a few minutes later, their manager came. And I thought, okay, no, finally I can talk and get to know what should I do to get out of here. And I thought he would speak with me in English, but it turned out that his English was just, was not enough to explain to me anything. So he just kept saying, and what I really understood was that they are not going to let me out until I can prove that I'm legal here. And since this is weekend, nothing can happen on the weekend, so I'm going to stay here in the jail for the whole weekend. When this much part I understood even with the broken English, and when I heard the jail, something about jail and spending time there, the jails are a bit scary places in Pakistan. And I just I don't know how Polish jails look like, but jails in Pakistan are not something that you want to go to. They're scary, scary, scary places. So a lot of crazy scenarios started to go through my head. And on top of that, when I imagined that I would be there in a bunch of other people that I cannot talk to because they don't speak my language, I got even more scared, and all these crazy scenarios were going through my head when suddenly my friend called. And I asked, can I talk to my friend? And I said, yeah, okay. So I picked up the phone, and he said, okay, I have my girlfriend, she's a lawyer, maybe we can talk. So, okay, so he gave her the phone, I gave to this guy, they talked for like 5-10 minutes in Polish. I have no idea what they talked about. But then she told me that there is a solution. I said, oh, finally, I will not go to jail. What's the solution? All we need to do is just to go to your home, pick up your passport, then go to the Wrocław airport, meet some guys there that would check your visa and confirm, and then they would let you go. Okay, it's not so bad. Can you guys please do it? Can you go, you know where my home is, and I can tell you where the passport is. They said, okay, we'll do it. So I sat there in this kind of dark room for what seemed like eternity to me. But it was just only 1 hour, and I called them back to see if they're already at the airport or what is going on, if I need to tell them something more. And I called them, and guess what? They were just eating a breakfast. Well, they had just started dating. It was just like the first few weeks in their relationship. Like going to my home, picking up my passport, going to airport is not how they imagined to spend their Saturday morning. So they said, so screw that guy, he can wait for a few hours. We'll just enjoy our morning and then later we'll do whatever we need to do. So apparently they just didn't do anything and they were just sitting there, and I finally, started screaming at my friend, like, what the fuck are you doing? Can you imagine? It's like blah, 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 blah. Exaggerated a lot of stuff as well, but fine, okay, Sam, we will go, just wait there, we'll go, we'll find your passport. Okay, they went, and then they couldn't find my passport, and they called, and blah, blah, blah. It took like 3-4 hours for them to go from their apartment, which was not far from mine, to pick up and then go to airport and finally get it checked. But finally they did it, and they called these guys in this office. Oops. Hey. Okay, so so finally they sent him my confirmation that this guy is not an illegal immigrant. You can let him go. He's not dangerous. It's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
It's fine. It's okay.
It's just Kismet.
Yeah, it's just Kismet. It happens, man. Even to magicians. So we went the guy came and he said, okay, you can go. But then they started saying something which was like, mandat. Because, they couldn't speak English, I couldn't speak Polish, I couldn't understand. They said, mandat. And I thought, what the hell are these guys talking about? Because mandat, it sounded to me like they're saying mandate. Like when you go in an election, you're a politician, you win something, so you get a mandate so you can do whatever you want. But I am not a politician. What are they talking about? What do they expect from me? What should I do now? So again, I called my friend who gave the phone to his girlfriend, and then they talked, and then she told me actually what they're saying is that you need to pay a fine. So if you guys all don't already know, if you cannot prove your identity, that if even a Polish person, if they cannot show their ID card, they get fined for 300 zloty. So I told them, guys, I don't have that much money, I don't have cash. They said, no problem, bankomat. So they took me in the car again, 3 big guys and me back again in the car. They drove me to the ATM. I went to the ATM, I took the money out and I gave it to them. So by this time it was already afternoon, late afternoon, and I was like, okay, few hours lost, but I can still go to Krakow. I can finally see that beautiful, bigger version of Wrocław. That's what I started off to do. So I told them, guys, where is the bus station? Where can I catch the bus to Krakow? And they just looked at me like, are you an idiot? You don't have your freaking passport. You don't have your ID card. We just find you. You should need to go into your home back in Wrocław where you have your passport. And we'll take you to the bus station and we'll put you in the bus to Wrocław. I said, okay. So they took me to this Katowice bus station. And the first bus that came, which had Wrocław written on it, they told me to go in. I paid the driver money and I sat. And I thought, okay, maybe in 1.5 hours, I would be in Wrocław. But I think that bus was when Poland moved out of communism, everything just moved, but except that bus, it stayed in that time because no, really, it felt like I'm back in 1915, 60. It really, the atmosphere, the way it was going, it never went on a highway. It basically touched every small little town, all the way from Katowice to Wrocław. So it took me about 4 hours. Can you imagine the longest journey I ever took between such small distance? I finally reached my home exactly 12 hours since I had left. And my friend had already called, Zan, just come, we will just drink some vodka and it will be fine, don't worry. And I was just sitting in my home and I was thinking, in the morning it was such a nice day, I felt so lucky, I thought, today is the day, I'm going to visit a new city and everything. But it was not in my Kismet on that day to visit Krakow, and it didn't happen for another year. I was just too afraid to go to Krakow ever again. It took me 1 more year and a lot of courage from a lot of my friends finally when I decided to visit. Thank you guys.